Do you give yourself permission to think your own thoughts? That seems more than anything to be what it all comes down to. If you don't allow yourself to stray from the herd and to think along your own lines and not just swallow whole what's being fed to us all, then you're never going to really figure anything out. That's what it comes down to. And as long as you feel compelled that somehow the force of numbers and the force of gravity of the masses, that they must somehow be right, that the herd must somehow be right, and that for you to stand apart and alone means that somehow your opinions are weaker. As long as you buy into that, you're not even going to be able to think your own thoughts. You're not going to even be able to think independently and reach your own conclusions. But every once in a while, all of a sudden, you wake up one day and you say, wait a second. Why should I limit myself to only thinking what I'm expected by the society and the opinion dictators that I'm supposed to think? Why should I? And then you start using your own mind. And when you start using your own mind in a free manner, where you're not constrained by what we're being told to believe, when that has no sway on you, no influence, then you're able to start actually thinking. And not before. So what is it that gets us to that point? What is it that keeps us from getting to that point? Why is it that we so often feel that, well, we ought to just go along with the crowd and look into what is it that everybody else supposedly believes, because, well, maybe they're onto something. Maybe I'm missing something. And I think for me personally, that's how it went. That I thought independently as a child and as a teenager, definitely. And then once I became around 20 years old, only then did I start to think, well, maybe I've been missing out on something that everybody else seems to be happy or something contented to believe this whole bunch of stuff that never had any interest for me. Maybe I should take a look into it and see what it is that they're thinking. And it is it is important to be able to at least try to see what it is that people are thinking, what the society is thinking. But then once you do that, then you start getting distance from yourself when you start actually trying to assimilate into that mentality. It's easy to start to lose even the memory that it was just a role that you were playing. You were just playing a role to do research, to do research, and then you start identifying with the role that you're playing, and then you start thinking. Then you start losing yourself, your independence. You start actually thinking that you're somehow obligated to believe the propaganda. And then all of a sudden, one day you wake up on your own and you think, wait a second, why am I not using my brain? Why am I not thinking my own thoughts? Why shouldn't I think my own thoughts? And then when that happens, it's kind of like you pick up a pair of glasses. Like if you're somebody who needs glasses to see, and suddenly you put on your glasses and say, oh, I see. Oh, now I can see. Things are in focus again. They've been blurry for far too long because somehow I forgot that I have glasses. And no, there it is. I can see clearly. I can see everything in detail. And then you start to say, geez, why did I forget that I had these glasses to wear?